Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we do a 2025 review for crypto, starting with Bitcoin. None of the content is financial advice. Right now, the price of BTC is at under $88,000. These are the yearly candles or 12 months candles for Bitcoin. Now, today is the last day of 2025, and 2025 has been a red year, which has surprised many, considering usually the red years for Bitcoin are again ignoring 2020. 2009 when it got introduced was 2014, which was a bear market year or the midterm year, which is typically after the post-halving year of 2013. Similarly, 2018 was a bear market year or red year after the euphoria of 2017 post-halving year. Halving was in 2016. uh, Rolling the clock forward 4 years, 2022 was the bear market years after the 2020 halving and the 2021 post halving euphoria. Bitcoin was red in 2022, whereas this time around again the recovery happened in 2023. 2024 was the year of Bitcoin halving where the price went high. 2025 did the wick on this candle body was higher than 2024, where Bitcoin closed high for Bitcoin in 2025 was at around 125k. You can check out that weekly high over here. You can see in October 2025 price of Bitcoin made a new all-time high compared to 2024, but again since that October high the price has came crashing down, and now Bitcoin's yearly open for this 2025 was at around 93k, but the price is lower, about $5,000 lower than the open price for the year 2025. Checking out over here, you can see 2025 started somewhere over here at this candle body. um, so this is the first candle at a weekly level on January 6, 2025, price at around 95k. So price in 2025 for Bitcoin has been in this bearish year. If you roll the instead of 12 months again, if you do a 6 months analysis, you can see a clear better visual of what the uptrend for BTC looked since July 2022. Essentially major bottom occurred in the first half of 2022, in the summer of 2022, where the price of BTC for the first time went sub to 20,000 and then again retested that in November 2022. So analyzing in that perspective, the largely the candle body for the second half of 2022, again one could argue that ended in January 2023. Since then the price has been in an uptrend, but what was dissimilar is that there was the first major drop again in 2021 also. If you do a similar analysis of this candle body 4 years prior to 2025, was even this candle from July 2021 till about ended in December 2021, and then the next candle body was in January 2022. The second half of 2021, the candle for that period was also green, whereas over here has been red. So coming to the year-to-date analysis of what the price action, again this is my own website cryptoweeklies.com, link on the bottom of your screen. This was the on the top was the banner for the base case for 2025, again has not materialized. Price went as high as about 126,000, but these analysis were made when the price was much lower, again closer to 25k. The bear case for 2026 for this aggregation of all of these individual BTC related model is at around 43k, and I'll explain how the price could go there. Again, not financial advice, but starting with the year to date ROI for other cryptos over here. 2025 starting with Bitcoin negative 6.5%. ETH in 2025 largely followed Bitcoin since about uh, August. Since about again you can see that it whenever Bitcoin, this is green is Bitcoin, whenever Bitcoin dropped, ETH dropped more, and when Bitcoin recovered, ETH recovered better in 2025, outperforming Bitcoin over here in the bullish phases of 2025, but again underperforming in the bearish phases. So now ETH is down 11.5% from the yearly open. Compare that to Bitcoin, 6.5% drop. Now comparing Bitcoin's 2025 with BNB has been slightly better this time around, has outperformed Bitcoin since uh, this June to August rally. For 2025, BNB is up by about 21% for the yearly open. At one point, it was up 82% from the yearly open. Quite of an outlier for 2025. Sol again underperformed Bitcoin severely, even in ignoring this Jan rally. Even in the bullish phases of Bitcoin's rally, Sol underperformed. Now Sol is down 35% from the yearly open. XRP 2025. XRP down 19%, almost 20%. So underperformed Bitcoin. Dogecoin again bled severely in 2025, 61% down for the year. Toncoin down 70%. Again, these are almost like a bear market or midterm year kind of drop. ADA Cardano's token down 61% from the yearly open. SHIB down almost 68% from the yearly open. Tron did slightly better, up 12%. AVAX in 2025 underperformed, almost down 66%. Link has been underperforming BTC for quite a while. Again, almost entirety of 2025 underperformed BTC, down about 43%. DOT had a massive drop in 2025, down 75% almost. Bitcoin Cash has been a different story. Um, did follow Bitcoin for quite a while, but has now broken away, up about 33% for the year. So these are the individual cryptos you can keep on checking out on this chart. Again, Uni underperformed, but largely they have all underperformed Bitcoin. You can check it out in terms of what Bitcoin has done as a standalone asset, and as market share of the bit of Bitcoin, as it relates to the market share of Bitcoin uh, of the entire asset class. So Bitcoin dominance is up about 59.5%. Again, it has since November 2022, it has only gone up with time. Again, ignoring this June 2025 to about August 2025 drop, but it was also an higher low. Now you can see for the entirety of 2025, again, Bitcoin dominance started at around 56%. Now it's higher. If we do a similar 12-month candle analysis of Bitcoin dominance, you can see 2025 has been up. Again, it kept on dropping with time, but now has gone up both in 2024 and in 2025. So that's the Bitcoin market share in the crypto asset class keeps on increasing. What is the current price and what Bitcoin could do in 2026? The current price in terms of Bitcoin price versus 20-week simple moving average risk. This price is in white. Orange is the 20-week simple moving average price based proportional and time adjusted risk. It did have a series of lower lows on the SMA risk. That means the drops. This is the last drop, major drop occurred in 2024. Um, in this area before price kind of shot up above 80K level, that occurred in late 2024. 2025 kind of began over here, this uh, dotted line over here. That's where 2025 began. Since 2025 began, again, you could see that the risk kept on dropping. That means even in 2025, even though the price went to a new all-time high, the SMA or 20-week simple moving average risk based peak for Bitcoin occurred in December 2024 itself. In 2025, what happened is, instead of Bitcoin running the show, ETH outperformed Bitcoin on in terms of ETH risk and Bitcoin risk. We can compare that. So this is the ETH risk overlaid on top of Bitcoin 20-week simple moving average risk. ETH similarly had a outperformed performance in 2025 August, where the price of ETH essentially did a 3x from, you can see this is the ETH price from the lows of 1400 to 1500 to the highs of almost 4900. So that's a 3x in the months, in 3 to 4 months time period. That's where the ETH risk went higher to 0.86 level. So that's where Bitcoin kind of uh, passed on the baton to ETH in that rally. And then ever since that point, both BTC risk and ETH risk have been consolidating at around point 0.2 risk level. Whenever they are below point 0.2, both of them are below point 0.2. That it typically is a time where the asset class as a whole is, you can say, if Bitcoin is an indicator of, again, as Bitcoin has almost 60% of the market share or dominance of crypto. Whenever these both of these ETH and BTC are in less than point 0.2 risk, that's when again dip buying kind of makes most amount of sense. Again, not financial advice, and these models are again all um, maintained at a daily level at this website. You don't have to sign up or pay for anything. It's all for free. So if you like these kind of analysis, please give a like and subscribe. In 2026, what could happen again as Bitcoin in terms of this time weighted average price based risk? Usually in the midterm year or in the bear market year for crypto, again like in 2018 or 2022 and also in 2014, again price stays close enough to the time weighted average price, even though it does not drop below the time weighted average price. It hasn't dropped below the time weighted average price since 2015, so more than 10 years price has stayed above. But you can see the difference between the price and the time weighted average prices. If you take the time weighted average price over here at around 2900, where the price came to 3200, so in terms of percentage it's about 15% gap. Similarly over here, time weighted average price was almost 13,000, whereas the price dropped to 15.8 thousand. So 3,000 over 12,000, or sorry, 13,000 would be, in terms of percentage, would be 20-25% gap. So again 30% higher than whenever the time weighted average price in terms of the if in the last quarter of 2026. Again, if you were to extrapolate, the time weighted average price could, right now it's at around 26,000, but could well be close to 35,000. And again, if there is a 10 to 20% gap between the lows that Bitcoin sets and the time weighted average price, at that point the price of BTC could bottom at around somewhere between 45,000 to $50,000 level. So that's about a $10,000 gap. That is, in terms of percentage on 35,000, would be close to 30%. So that's where the price could bottom in terms of the time weighted average price. In terms of the regression based risk, though, the regression based fair value price has yet to come below the fair value. Most of the drops occur below the fair value in the bear market year, like it did back in May 2022. This time around, price has come really close to the regression based fair value towards the end of the post halving year. Again, similar story happened in 2021 December. But again, there was a lot of difference between the price and the, you can see over here, 2021 ended over here, where at the end of 2021 the price was at around 47k, whereas the regression based fair value was about 30k, so about, in terms of percentage, 50% lower than the price at that point. Whereas right now the difference is very minimal, about $10,000 with difference. But again, in terms of percentage, 78k versus 88k, that's about 15% difference, whereas last time around it was 50% difference. So if and when the price comes close to the again bottom, regression is, again, would take a lot of negative seasonality and again major recessionary trend. In that environment, the price could go back to 20k as of today. Again, this is the bottom regression based uh, line as of today. If we were to extrapolate it um, in mid 2026, it's again closer to 20k as this curve has kind of flattened. The regression based risk, again, whenever it hits the point between less than, let's say, point 0.3 risk, that's when again an accumulation territory for Bitcoin kind of occurs. That hasn't occurred yet. Usually again it typically occurs somewhere in the middle of the bear market year and lasts about close enough to the, or 2 to 3 months prior to halving. So that's the favorable seasonality for any Bitcoin accumulation. Historically speaking, that area um, has been more or less again ignoring this 2019 kind of mid cycle euphoria. Largely speaking, this is when the risks have typically cooled off for Bitcoin. That hasn't happened yet, and again that is something to look forward to in 2026 again. And we will keep on making videos as the price comes closer to this key risk levels for accumulation again. Lastly, again, if you were to have a uh, longer term outlook of what the price of Bitcoin could do in, let's say, um, several years out into the future, the base case scenario for Bitcoin, again, if Bitcoin were to drop in 2026, to again this model needs some work to do. If Bitcoin drops, let's say, 228k, these models again assume that Bitcoin would top in 2025 at around 183k, whereas in the actual top for BTC was more of less closer to the bear case scenario, where the price of BTC only went close to 123k, which was the bear case for 2025. That kind of scenario was ahead of us. Unfortunately, in 2025, in 2026, that meant that the bottom could be close to 105k. But again, we know that in the price right now is much lower than that. So this model again, working off a smoothened version of a bear market and the bull market. So that means even though the 2026 drop could be lower, this model only assumes 8% growth in typical non-bear market years. Bitcoin does have a 40 to 50% growth rate. In that scenario, in 2029, price could be close to about 140k, 130k, and in 2033, 140k, and 2037, 150k. So that's the bear case. That just wanted to highlight you. The most likely scenario is the bull. So base case or bull case. The base case says that in 2029 price could go to 178k, 2033 217k, 2040 at around 300k. Bull case for Bitcoin says price in 2029 itself could go to 280k, 2033 430k, 2037 660k, and 2040 close to 780 or 790k. So that's the bull case for BTC. Again, unfortunately, 2025 did not have a good start. So again, this entirety needs to be shifted by about 100k or so. So in 2029, price could go close to 200k, 2033 close to 300k, 2037 close to 500k, and 2040 close to 650 or 680k. With that, I'd like to conclude. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.